real. And that's right, they are a place owner-operator fleet only. They run flatbed out of Hamilton, and they don't run much more than 5 to 700 mile radius. So if you're looking for a place that you can get back home on a regular basis and get good miles, they have a great culture for owner-operators, and they want you to succeed, then Rims Transport is the place to do that. Where can you learn more? Go to rimstransport.com. Make sure you tell them that the podcast sent you, and we want you to be successful. We know them personally over there, and we know they're going to take good care of you. You got open board, you got tandem US, you got multi-axle US, you got city, you got all kinds of positions available there, all owner-operator fleet. So if you want to be successful for 2023 and beyond, then get on with Rims Transport and tell them we sent you. All right, everybody, talk to you later. Go to rimstransport.com. All right, so Erin is with IntelliShift, and they specialize in a number of products for the trucking industry, but one of their latest is AI dash cams. So I wanted to talk a little bit about dash cams, what you should be doing with them, why you should be doing with them, and I'm not going to tell you all about that because we have the expert on the line. So stay tuned, and when we come back, we're going to be talking with Erin from IntelliShift. And trust me, you want to pay attention to this episode. All right, everybody. On the line, I have Erin Gilchrist with the Vice President of Fleet Evangelism at IntelliShift. How do we do? I have to ask you about this title, Erin. What is fleet evangelism?
I'm going to do this. This is what I'm going to do. No, it's sort of a fancy title for somebody who gets to talk about fleet. And I'm super passionate about fleet. I have a long history in the industry. And so I get to do three things at IntelliShift. One is I get to be the voice of the customer inside of our organization, making sure that everything we do is focused on people like me who have run fleets and care about drivers and operators. The second thing is I get to be a consultant for our prospects and our customers, and that's really fun, helping them bring their safety and efficiency visions to life for their fleets. And then the third thing is I get to host a podcast like you called Straight Talk on Fleet, where I just talk about everything safety, fleet, and operations management, and kind of building this community where people like me who have fleets or do something related to fleet can share ideas, learn from each other, share best practices. So yeah, that's what a fleet evangelist does, apparently.
Okay. All right. I didn't know if we were going religious right off the bat in this one here. Checking out. It's first time it's good. That hey, that's creative marketing right there. You gotta change it up so people ask that question. I'm sure
it is fun. It is fun.
So you mentioned you've been in this trucking industry for a while. Tell us, how did you get into being a fleet evangelist? You must have made this up when you came in. You said, okay, I need a new title, but you've got some experience, as you mentioned. So tell us how you got into the industry.
Actually, that title was made up by my current boss, who is our chief marketing officer, Ryan Driscoll. So we can blame him for that. But I came into fleet. Actually, if you ask this question to anybody who's a fleet leader, they will tell you either one, they fell into the role, they walked by the CFO's office on the wrong day, who knows? Yep. But for me, at Safe Light Auto Glass, I was working in internal audit and really working on process analysis. Right. And I have a long history in retail operations and supply chain management. So it kind of being an automotive and glass at Safe Light was a good fit. Yep. And I got involved in our safety committee, which was risk and fleet. Okay. And so when the fleet role came open, the risk director said, this would be good. You have operations experience. Operations is going to be your customer as the fleet manager. So give it a shot. And I didn't know anything about fleet, but this amazing industry has brought me up in it. And I've loved every minute of it. It's great. I'm passionate about it.
Yeah, it's something about trucking that once you're in, you can't get out. That's what we say here in Canada. You're in for I've been in for 40 plus years. I've been doing this thing, and I don't think we're getting out of it. So tell us what IntelliShift does, because I think we're going to focus on dash cams today, but I know it does a number of other things. So give us kind of the overview of what the company does. Absolutely. So of course we do have our proprietary equipment, which is our software and our hardware, is ours. We build it, we develop it. And so we have telematics, we have AI video dash cams, and then we have
what I think is our sweetest spot, which is our fleet intelligence platform. And that is a place where data comes together from all areas of the fleet, whether it be inspections, maintenance, fuel, DOT and compliance and regulatory things, to the most critical thing, which we care the most about, which is driver safety coming in, vehicle data coming in, driver data coming in. And we bring that together in this sort of ecosystem where a fleet leader could wake up every day and identify what they need to focus on today, as well as look at training and analysis that help them be efficient as they move through their journey.
Well, yeah, there's so much. And I think now the poor safety person has to be some kind of tech guru. The amount of information coming at a safety person was hard brakes and, speeding before. And now it's all of this other stuff that, is involved in your software.
Yeah. And I think that's what we try to do is make it so easy. So whether you're the fleet manager, the operations leader, you're the risk or safety leader, sometimes that's one person, sometimes it's 20 or more. So we just try to provide this platform that's super customized. So no matter what your role is in the org, you can get the view that you want and need to control what you need to control in your organization. So I came to IntelliShift because when I met them at a trade show and they showed me what they were building and what they had in play already, I was so excited because I'm like, wow, I wish I had this when I was running my fleet. So it's really fun stuff.
Yeah. There's a lot of older owners that wish they had that, but they're too late. So let's talk a little bit about dash cams. Many drivers are using dash cams. This is one of the products that you guys offer. Let's start off with, what is AI dash cams? This part, I know AI is artificial intelligence, but what's different than maybe the normal dash cam that's out there?
Well, it learns as it goes, right? And it starts to pick up on all the different behaviors that a driver might display that an organization needs to know about. So let's just talk about aggression versus distraction. Aggression is telematics, or can indicate aggression. AI video dash cams learn from drivers' behavior where their eyes are veering away from the roadway. Okay. So they're doing anything in the cab other than driving. That camera is the eyes and ears of your organization. So what it does is, as it learns, it identifies critical and non-critical events. So what's great about that is, I don't know if you know a lot of fleet leaders, but we are wearing many hats and have not a lot of time. We can't sit behind a monitor and watch videos all day. So we need to be alerted to just the things that are current or potential risks for our drivers. And then what the AI video dash cam has the capability to do then is not only record and report and provide that event data so it's digestible, but during the course of the day while the driver is behind the wheel, if you were dozing off, it can wake you up. It can tell you when you're following too closely. It can give you audible alerts inside the cab that's real-time feedback. So why that's so important for orgs is because it's coaching the driver every day so that fleet managers, operations leaders, they don't have to do this every day. Drivers can self-manage. Yep. And so then there are times where you're going to have to coach them, and all that data is available. Not only can you look at it and talk to them about it, you can record that event that you did talk to them, and then you have that coaching event recorded, which is all super important. But I think the most critical thing is allowing drivers to self-manage and learn better habits as they go, so they become better drivers and then can focus on their vocation.
Okay. So just to be clear, a critical event would be someone, on their cell phone while they're driving. Non-critical might be them turning up the radio knob. If I got that.
Or that they, long blink versus someone who's dozing off.
I see.
Right. Okay. We really, if someone's looking at the radio and that's critical to me. Yep. Because in less than 3 seconds, a driver can veer their eyes from the road and be involved in a catastrophic event. Right.
Yeah.
And not always because of what they're doing, but what's great about that inward and outward facing, dash cam is it's also assessing what's happening outside of the vehicle. And so if your driver's doing everything right and does happen to look away for 2 to 3 seconds and someone cuts them off, the vehicle will go, hey, you're following too closely. Well, they weren't, but now they have that alert to say, put your foot on the brake pedal and save an incident or accident and hopefully injury as well. So
I know a lot of the drivers up here see the benefits of dash cam. Some of them are swearing they won't even get on the road without one. I'm still.
Oh, that's a beautiful place to be.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know about down in the States, but up here in Canada, we are still having the fight about dash cams that face the driver. That conversation is still going on. Everybody's happy with the forward out the windshield one. They don't have a problem with that one, but they do have a problem with the one. So this one sounds like it does both at the same time. Is that, I guess it's good, but what have you had any issues of people say, I don't know if it turns off when the truck turns off, or how does that work as far as the inward facing one?
Absolutely. So with our camera, for example, organizations have the option to just do outward, just do inward, or do both.
Right.
So the camera's versatile in that manner. Organizations sometimes say we're going to implement the outward facing first to show the driver the benefit of the accident prevention and exoneration. That's a huge, huge success story for cameras. Right. And, people with fleets are rolling billboards and they're targets in the event of accidents for liability and for blame, right? Yeah, and so the exoneration piece is sometimes just enough where the driver says, oh, I wouldn't go anywhere without my camera. And then that's the time where the organization can socialize. Hey, guess what? Not only are we protecting you from what others are going to do, we're going to protect you from things that you might do that are habits that you've developed over time that put you in danger and others around you, our company's reputation, which is, again, second to the driver's own safety. But it's this message of this camera can do a lot of things for you and for our organization. Yeah. Our goal is getting you home in better condition than you came to work in today. And in order to do that, we have to protect against distractions. We know they exist. We know they're habitual. We are a society of distraction and instant gratification. So it is a hard thing to learn, but cameras and the feedback that cameras give can start to recondition a driver to make those solid choices, even when they're not in their company asset. So hard sell, but really once you get the camera in there and show the driver the exoneration piece, a lot of times that flip to the inside is a lot easier.
Okay, so one of the issues I think I have, and not with the inside cameras, but let's just say you're going on a long trip, you take a cup of coffee with you. Every car or vehicle comes with a cup holder. If they didn't want you to have a cup of coffee, they wouldn't put a cup holder in there. So
agreed.
How does that register in something like a dash cam? Is this now distracted? I know in Ontario here, there are some police forces that are actually giving tickets for people who are drinking a cup of coffee, yet everybody's got one. So I'm not sure, how does that fit? I'm just using that as an example because that's something common to everybody. I think we can all say it's not distracted driving, and some of us would say it is distracted driving. What are your thoughts? Just in general, it doesn't. I'm not.
Yeah, well, I think the camera takes this mess away, right? It takes this debate away. If I can, as long as I can keep my eyes on the road, the camera will say, "Oh, this driver is attentive and alert and driving." Okay, so some organizations, though, and in the States, it's not as stringent. Cell phone use, yes, but coffee, eating, all those things can be distractions for sure, 100%. But the camera can say, is this person physically distracted based on what the person's eyes are doing?
Right.
So, if you have a cup of coffee, but you're driving and your eyes are on the road, it's not a distracted driving event. Right. However, there are many organizations here in the United States that are starting to say no smoking, eating, drinking in the cab.
Right.
And they're using cameras to identify some of that. And some cameras say, I'm just going to tell you if your driver's distracted.
Yeah.
If you have a policy, then we're going to have to look for other behaviors. So right now here, if there's a policy, then it gets addressed. Otherwise, the coffee or the burger isn't going to get addressed unless the driver has been identified as distracted, meaning their eyes have veered off the road.
Okay. I wasn't sure how far that. I've never had a dash cam. I'm stopped driving before they became popular here in Canada, and I don't have one in my car. I probably should, but I need to.
If no one's making you, then just make good choices behind the wheel, my friend.
I try to because our logo's on everything. So it gets.
There you go.
So now one of the things I see in this, and I don't know if this compromises anything. Everybody's become a YouTube star because they have a dash cam. I don't know if you've seen this. Every social media is showing this. And they're showing some of the stupid things people are doing, and we've all known that truck drivers. But does this compromise things? Does this start putting issues? If something happens, is it now become a liability because that person put it out? I'm just asking some questions about dash cams that are of interest to me. So
personal dash cams, I think that's all accessible. Like if I had a dash cam in my vehicle, or I put one in a vehicle in my personal fleet that my son drives, for example, that's on me. In organizations, dash cam footage is not something that we're providing, or organizations would be providing to the associate population to put out on social media. So the organizations have a very tight hold on that data with their partner, like IntelliShift, for example. So those things aren't things that we're making available or the organizations are making available. They are using that strictly for driver safety, efficiency, sometimes managing how long a driver's been at a stop, or that they actually came into a work site, performed a certain amount of work, and then left. So it's about workforce management as well as driver safety. And that's what dash cams help with, and other things.
Okay.
So that data isn't out there in the world.
Okay.
Now, I love this liability. So that kind of dispels that. You'll see a lot of footage out there, but it's not from, Home Depot or, Safe Light Auto Glass. These things are contained, and because they're used for business purpose, right? But I would say that on the liability piece, I love this topic. It's not something I'm completely versed on, but it's something I love to talk about, because I think the real liability for fleets is not doing anything.
Right.
Every single person that gets in a vehicle has something. Like, okay, I get in my vehicle, I have my cell phone. I don't go anywhere without a device. No one does anymore. And I don't care what kind of device you have. It has G-force data, it has location data. So whatever we do in this world today, fortunately or unfortunately, is discoverable. So the liability is already there. When you the most dangerous tool you'll ever give a driver is the vehicle.
Yeah.
That is the most dangerous tool. So once you hand them those keys, they better be trained. Yeah. And then you better have a way to manage and monitor what they're doing. Otherwise, you're starting from a place that's antiquated. Your head is buried in the sand, say it however you want to say it. But organizations that aren't looking at safety tech right now are absolutely negligent, in my opinion. Yeah. Because what's going to happen is they're going to have something happen. It's inevitable. It's statistics. And then they won't have that data to, one, help exonerate them, to get their court case wrapped up in a fraction of the time and cost that they would if they had a leg to stand on. So, and then think of what's happening in the insurance market. We're talking to some of our customers who are saying, hey, my insurance company, they have telematics with us, for example. They're saying my insurance company is requiring me to get cameras in order for me to re-sign with them. Yep. And then some are saying, oh, we've experienced a huge drop in our cost. Or if they're privately insured and they're or self-insured, I'm sorry, and they have to have a large cash reserve in the instance that they're in an accident, they're being able to reduce their cash reserves and do all kinds of creative things with this cash because they've invested in this technology that is dramatically reducing their accidents, their costs, their bent metal, injuries, name it. So I think the real liability and the real risk is doing nothing for the sake of liability. It's a myth.
Well, here we're all talking,
in my opinion.
even up here, we're talking about these nuclear verdicts and all of this stuff in insurance. I'm at all of these conferences. Yeah. We're talking about this stuff all the time. So it's how much does something like this cost as all of this technology gets better and more data? And I mean, dash cams used to be fairly inexpensive, and now I think they must be. I don't know if it's gone down. Maybe it's gone down and the data's gone up. But what are we looking at? If we've got let's say we've got 20 trucks in our fleet, and we want to, I don't know if it goes by truck or fleet size or however you guys do your
both. Actually, we can price in different ways, and all organizations that provide telematics and dash cams, I'll call it a vehicle safety tech stack. Okay. So if you want to do a tech stack in a vehicle, you can count on about $50 a month per vehicle.
Right.
I mean, okay, that's a really rounded out number, and that depends on a lot of things. But that's a pretty good number in terms of, hey, I want to make sure the vehicle's telling me things so I can do my maintenance on time. I want to make sure that I have the driver behavior in check behind the wheel. I want an outward-facing camera because they can disable the vehicle's, safety system, whatever. That's about the cost of it. But again, it depends on what you adopt. For telematics, for example, we have there's definitely a few different solutions in the market. There's point solutions that do specific things really well, but they don't integrate with the ecosystem. Then there's the lightly integrated, which is that second phase they might have single sign-on, but again, not that full integration. And then where we sit is the fully integrated, where we take in the data from everything into one place, and we can share those insights that will help drive down risk and drive down cost. So in the fully integrated space where we live at IntelliShift, we would encourage our customers to make sure they're doing their inspections, making sure that their regulatory compliance is in order, on-time maintenance, integrating their fuel data, and then first and foremost, the telematics and camera data all coming into one place. Mm-hmm. But if you're a fleet that today you're listening and you have just telematics in your fleet today and you want to implement cameras, just think about layering that onto your tech stack and bringing all that valuable data together. What you'll learn and gain from that will offset the cost, not to mention your accident reduction and cost reduction, will offset the cost of AI video dash cams. The ROI is there and it's out there. You can sort of look these things up and research them yourself, listeners. But if you want to think about ROI, we of course can help you wrap your head around that. But the ROI is certainly there for a full-on tech stack for any fleet of any size.
And I'm assuming that the dash cams are not all built equal. You keep mentioning AI with yours, which I didn't really know what that is. I don't know if all of them are. I imagine if somebody has older dash cams, they probably are not AI dash cams.
They're not all created equally, for sure. But I would say that, if you're in the marketplace today, us and our top competitors are going to have a pretty comparable product. It's going to do similar things. Yep. The big differentiator is once you install safety equipment on your fleet, that provider needs to be holding hands with you and jumping off the bridge, right? That's the differentiator. You want to look for an organization that is helping you plan for the ROI that you guys figured out together and they promised, and then who's going to grow with you and say, okay, today we're addressing accidents, or maybe I got cameras because I just need to, I want to exonerate my drivers. We have a lot of false claims, let's say. So whatever your goals are, we start there and then help you build in. So you can pick from a menu with us. I'm going to start with cameras, or I'm going to start with telematics. Then I'm going to implement the inspection tool, which is a digital app, which is super sweet. And then I'm going to bring in the fuel data. And then later on, I'm going to get dash cams. we don't care. We're there to help you in your safety and efficiency journey over time. So that's the big differentiator. Again, the hardware, proprietary, it's ours, but at the same time, we know there are competitors out there with great hardware. We're just super proud of the software and how we bring that data together to help leaders reduce risk in their fleets.
Is there any, and I don't know if you've even been involved with this, but is there any issues as far as something? So let's say it goes to court or goes to trial, whatever we're looking at, and they're looking at I know they're going to say, okay, we've got a video, so that's, but you can do a lot of manipulative stuff with video. So how is yours like that trusted partner? I don't know if you know the CAT scales. We go to court with you. That's what the seller was for CAT scales, right? I'm going to use them because if anything's wrong, they're is it the same in your market with dash cams? Because I'm in video, and there's pretty amazing what you can do with video as far as wiping out somebody in a background, or some things like that could change the way it's looked at in court. I don't know if you're part of it or not, but
yeah, I mean, nowadays, I mean, video is stored. Right. But it's also on the cloud. So once it happens and it's out there, that's a place where this data lives that's now accessible to the organization and to us, and then discoverable, which I hate that word, right. Because everything is, but discoverable and easily to provide inside of a 2-hour window to law enforcement. And at that point, we feel like when law enforcement and us and our customer has access to the same footage that's been secure, we've obviously, our customers trust us and we trust them. And then law enforcement, has likely acquired that asset, that video asset as well. So I think in the fleet industry, based on my experience over the last, almost 20 years, we haven't seen manipulation. And there can be some court cases out there that might prove differently. Nothing that I've been privy to.
Right. Yeah, that's fine. No, don't want to put you on the spot. Just inquiring.
No, but it's true. I mean, things can be manipulated for sure.
You never know where people go. Where should we go to learn more? It sounds like a great system. I know that there's more parts to it than what we've discussed today. So where should people go to follow up, learn more about the products and services, that kind of thing?
Well, it depends. If you want to talk to a salesperson, that's great. I'm not. But I am a fleet person. So if someone wants to talk to me, they can reach out to me at erin.gilchrist@IntelliShift.com. You can find me on LinkedIn as well. But also our website is IntelliShift.com. So pretty easy.
Yeah.
And on our homepage, it's kind of fun. You open our homepage. There's a great little video that describes in about 30 seconds what you could expect if you had our system on board. And then, of course, you can request a demo and look at videos, and pretty comprehensive. But booking a demo is a great place to start. Then you can just do a discovery and see, hey, here are my goals. And then we can determine whether even we're the right partner or steer you in the right place. But easy to find us at IntelliShift.com. So.
Yeah, no, it's good. And I know up here I've got a friend who does virtual reality, and they have the eye direction. That's becoming very popular in all kinds of technology and safety because someone could be looking straight, but where are they really looking when they're looking straight? So this is something that's come up. So it's good to see you guys are on top of that. Thank you very much for your time today. It's been fun talking with you.
Yeah, likewise. I love your energy. Good luck with your podcast. And thanks so much for having me. It was fun.
Thanks. We'll get everybody in touch with you for sure.
Awesome. Great. Thank you.
Folks, have you heard of CAT Transport? That's right. They are based out of Quebec, but they run all over and they are looking for you. Not only are they leaders in green technology for their trucks, but they have a lot of benefits for people to drive for them. Some of them being that they've got key locations based in metropolitan areas across North America. That's right. On both sides of the border, you can find a terminal with CAT. They have total health benefits. They have remote work options. They have a competitive compensation package. They have a company matching pension plan, on-site health and wellness programs, career opportunities with the fast programs and skills development and training programs. You don't have to speak French to work there. It does help, but they can run all over. They run across Canada, they run across North America, and they have a link for you. So why not give them a call at 1-800-363-5313, or you can go to cat.ca. There's English and French sites available, and you can find out all about them. They've got so many things. They've been around for a long time, and we know you're going to have a good career there. So go to cat.ca, and when you talk to them, tell them that the Red Pedal Podcast sent you. Thanks, everybody. Have a great one. Bye for now. I just want to let you know about Driver Check, and they are Canada's fitness for duty experts. That's right. Their priority is to make sure that you have a safe and healthy workplace. They've been around since 1996. They are a leading provider of workplace medical testing and assessments in the country. You know what? They're involved in the transportation industry, oil and gas, aviation, rail, mining, construction, healthcare, manufacturing, forestry, and much more. You know what? They specialize in drug and alcohol testing, occupational health services, medical staffing, and injury management programs. You know what? Make sure you ask about their Fitness for Duty Summit, which happens every year, and you can learn more about all of their programs and services at drivercheck.ca. And make sure you tell them that the Red Pedal Podcast sent you. Thanks for listening. All right, everybody. So, there you go. So, check out IntelliShift. You can learn more about them at IntelliShift.com. IntelliShift.com. It's IntelliShift.com. So, if you're interested in they've got all kinds of products and services